Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Nikita Antoine and today we'll be doing a message for the sign of Cancer. As always, Cancer, all of the readings are timeless, so when the message finds you and resonates, then it is yours at the time in which you find it. Cancer, I am doing your spread today with the Illustrated Herbiary and Bestiary by Maia Toll, so you'll be seeing both of those in your spread today. And then for your framework energy, we're looking at the Illustrated Crystallary by the same creator. So that will be present as well. There's a really nice, stillness and peace in your energy. It's kind of like finding a really good spot to take a nap. That's what it looks like. Finding a really good spot to take a nap and surrounding yourself with the sounds of nature, and allowing that to kind of lull you to sleep. The sounds of nature to lull you to sleep and to bring you into well, maybe it's not necessarily to sleep, but to bring you into a peaceful state of mind. It's coming through as a really peaceful state of mind. And then, of course, all of the other things start happening. So, all right, so let's look at the bottom of the deck. Okay. I'm laughing because this card here made a really significant showing in the Leo reading and was actually the reason why I ended up pulling this deck out, because I saw this card in my mind's eye. So it's the rose quartz energy, and it says a different kind of love. And we were just talking about finding a really comfortable spot to take a nap, to rest, to be at peace. And that state of being is a wonderful place for this rose quartz energy to thrive in, is what's coming through. It's thriving inside of this. It's almost like as you get into that space, that comfortable space, there's a lot of love. There's a lot of love, compassion, but it's very tranquil. It feels super tranquil. That is, it's like it's brewing within you. It's like it's slowly rising to the surface and coming out of you. It's interesting because you're presented as this cat here in the center of the reading. So it's like this, as you're taking that rest, it's like you're waking up to this different kind of love, this love that is incredibly compassionate, soothing, it's relaxing. Okay, so then let's look. Let's see what's on the split for you. On the split, we have, what is that? Green fluorite. Is this mine? Okay, this is interesting. Because I was questioning, since you're showing up as the cat, I was questioning whether or not, is this lion energy? Is this your energy? Or, well, it seems like this is an energy that is rising from you, rising up from within you. Or or it's like it's being pulled, like, okay. So since the green fluorite card has come out and it says, is this mine? It's kind of telling me that you're in an experience where someone has, like, it's almost like you're being guided by this lion. Okay, so perhaps by this Leo, because it didn't make such an appearance in the Leo reading. And they are pulling to the surface all of this heart energy, especially with the green. Green is the heart chakra. It's like they are, like, when you get into this state of relaxation, what's happening is like an untangling of your heart. And as that process begins to unfold for you, what's being released is all of this, it's like all of this love. And you're wondering, is this mine? Is this mine? Is it coming from me? And I want to say that it's not coming from you. It's coming from another. It's coming from this one here, who's presented as the spotted skunk. Okay, so this is interesting. So let's get an overall energy for Cancer. An overall energy for Cancer. Oh, okay. It's the emerald, another green energy, and another cat. This is fascinating. You see this kitty here? So for your overall energy, we have the emerald. It says, choose your initiation. And there's this cat in the background. This is fascinating because you're waking up to, it's like a heart activation. That's what was going on in the Leo reading too. It was a heart activation. And yours is being presented as, a like well, it's kind of like your heart is in a fortress. Your heart seems to be in some type of fortress. And it's almost like perhaps maybe you have sought out someone to help to detangle your heart chakra. And it's like you're choosing to step into this. You're choosing to go through this process in which it's like, okay, because it's kind of like, yes, you have this fortress around your heart that needs to be kind of unlatched, detangled, like opened up. And then this energy that is coming in is kind of like, well, it's shaping your heart. That's what the Leo reading was talking about. It was like there's a new design for the heart that's wanting to be felt, experienced. And so in this process, in this relaxation process of yours, your heart is being shaped and faceted into a gem. Because here we have that fluorite. I'm correlating the two green colors, and it's in a rough state. So your heart in this armored up state, it's in a rough state. And so when you come out of this initiation of your heart, this new design for your heart, it's coming out. It's faceted. which pulls in like a whole nother, so something being faceted, having multiple different angles that light can shine off of. It's got like it's a gem quality to it. So it's like a finished product, finished. It's almost like you can hold this up and like show people this is what I achieved through this initiation process of having my heart untangled, armor taken off, smoothed out. It's relaxed, it's calm, at ease. It's like you can then show people this thing. There's a like a showcasing that happens. Okay, so we are starting your reading off. Well, I think I might go a little out of order. Okay, so we're starting this reading off. This is you here. It's Valerian. Valerian. Why does that sound familiar? Valerian. Anyways, and it says release rigidity. And it's so before you go into this space of relaxation. Come on, babe. Come on. You got it. Get over here. My kitties. So before you get into this state of relaxation, there's a rigidity to you. There is a stiffness in your body that's it's wanting to come out. It's wanting to be released. And hi, honey. You know, and I'm thinking about cats. Cats stretch so much. They take these wonderful, lovely cat naps, right? And then it's that feeling of the final stretch that releases all of this rigidity within your body, and then but also kind of especially in your heart. There's a lot of heart that is coming up. So that's interesting because it's telling me that it's kind of like so when your heart is really rigid and there's not a lot of flexibility in it, there's also, because it has kind of like an arm around it, there's not much expression. It's still, it's quiet, it's asleep. Your heart is asleep. And because of that, what can happen is like the rest of your body, it's like it's following the heart's lead. Does that make sense? So if you are a person who follows their heart, right? You follow your heart, right? So if your heart is asleep, then it ends up expressing in your life as like things are really stiff, inflexible, not able to, well, it doesn't have a movement. It needs movement. So it's almost like you're going to someone, you actually might be going to like a healer. You're going to a healer, perhaps they're a Leo, and they're helping you with this process. Whatever they're doing is helping you release all of this tension that's in your body. It's almost like it's working backwards. So your it's like your heart is the final, that's what it is. The heart is like the final stretch. So it's like they're working on your body and releasing that tension, and then it's like they're coming from the extremities first and then coming closer into that heart space. Does that make sense? So it seems to me like you might actually be you've sought out a healer, and this is like the process that they're going through in order to help you release all of this tension in your body, in your heart, everywhere. So they've lulled you, it's almost like they've lulled you into this, I mean, it's a really beautiful, tranquil space. It's like they need you to be really tranquil in order to, actually what's coming through is like having access to, kind of like this healer can't necessarily force themselves into like releasing the tension in your body. It's like it's both parts. It's both parts. So they are trying to create a space for you in which you can just like like fully like lay out. Like you can just like completely melt, right? And they're using with the spotted skunk, it says stand up for yourself. I don't know, it doesn't really have anything. Maybe it doesn't, maybe it does, but they're using, because I see the spotted skunk, I mean, he has a scent to him, right? It's coming through as like aromatics. They're using some type of aromatic to help release all of this rigidity within you. It's fascinating because it's the skunk. So the skunk you would naturally think would be like smelly, stinky, like not smelling great. But what's fascinating here is that the skunk, he's almost like he's in reverse. So it's giving me an idea of that it's actually like the opposite of it smells good, basically. Like this is a good, these are wonderful scents that this healer, presenting as the skunk, is using to help to bring you in a state of calm and ease. And what I'm loving here is actually, this is fascinating, that scent is not coming from the skunk, it's coming from these. These are they're called skunk cabbages. They're really beautiful. They're really beautiful. They're these like plants that they come up in the forest in springtime, and they just kind of like spring up out of nowhere, and they've got this beautiful like kind of like almost like a rose, like a cabbage rose type of thing. That's what they look like. And when they spread out over the land, they've got these really big leafy, it's like you can't see the ground. And so that's where you are. It's almost like you are, well, you're in their habitat. That's what this is that's why it feels like you've gone to a healer. You've gone to a healer to, kind of be in their habitat, to lay under the skunk cabbage and have this aromatic experience. That's what it's talking about. And what's interesting here is that not only is it releasing all of the tension in your body, but it's releasing this tension in your heart too. And I'm noticing that it says stand up for yourself. So, maybe lately you've been feeling like you're having to protect your heart space. You're really having to like be rigid about your heart's expression and your heart's, because it's kind of like a two-way street, and your heart's acceptance of another's love. Well, and this doesn't have to necessarily be romantic. I mean, if they're a healer and they are using divine energy, the lion I always see as divine energy, and they're using divine energy, that is like they're using divine love, divine compassion to soothe you. So all of this scent, these aromatics, they're wafting over you with these clouds. You see how it's all coming? It's all coming in over you. And what I'm loving is that as this comes over you, it's almost like you have an antenna. There's an antenna that is rising from within you. You see this, like his tail is got this Valerian. Valerian is a really stiff, it's a stiff plant. It's really stocky. The way it's being presented is that as this comes over you, as you are fully submersed, I don't know, you know what I mean? As you're fully submerged in this heavenly aromatic scent, there is an antenna. It's like your antenna is rising. It's like it's rising to the top. And I feel as though it's coming from this heart space. It's like your heart is rising up. And with this antenna, it's like it's starting to receive it's starting to receive a signal, actually. You're starting to receive signals with the pleated woodpecker. It says, free your inner fire. Your inner fire. It's like an alarm bell goes off for you. You're in this state, and then all of a sudden, like with this antenna going up, it's reminding me of like when a lightning bolt hits a like a metal rod or something. That's, do you see what I'm saying? It's kind of like that. And what it's doing is it's setting off like an alarm for you, an alarm bell. There's something happening here where an alarm is going off. And you're shocked awake. That's what we were talking about before. You being kind of like shocked awake by this alarm. Is it like your heart is being shocked awake? Almost like a, what do you call those things? You know what I'm talking about. And then it's like your heart is being shocked awake. And it's interesting because before I couldn't really discern like the difference between these two. And I'm wondering, you went to a healer to help you, and you're being shocked awake, and it's like you're recognizing that you two are one and the same. That's what it's talking about. You're recognizing that there's something about this healer that is awake. It's like there's something that they're doing. Do you see what I mean? It's like you are you're receiving the signal that you are like this healer. Now, you might not necessarily be doing the same things that they're doing, because you are a different form of cat. But what it's referring to is that it's like you're waking up to the fact that you are a healer. You're a healer. And it's only when they were able to get you into this place where you could receive the signal from your heart. You're wanting to follow your heart, and then when that happens, before your heart was awakened, you're experiencing rigidity in your life, like expressed in your life. And then when your heart awakens, it's like that's the signal that it's like this is what your heart desires. Your heart desires to be a healer. So you're going through this. Remember, we were talking about you going through a process where it's like your heart's being shaped, right? It's being faceted into this gem. And I was talking about the like a multifaceted gem, and that means that so a gem that is multifaceted for me, just in my own lexicon with my guides, it talks about a gift that, it's a multifaceted gift. It's a gift that you have the gift of healing, that you can use in different arenas, or like you can use this gift of healing in different types of ways. That's what it's referring to. And I'm suspecting it's like you went to a healer that uses scent, right? And I want to say that perhaps maybe you actually are discovering that you're a healer that uses sound. Because before we were talking about how you're like surrounding yourself with the sounds of nature. And with this woodpecker, I'm noticing that there's all of these sound bars. He's banging this thing and making a bunch of sound. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you're waking up to the knowing that you're a sound healer. You use sound to heal. And what's beautiful is that all of this, do you see all these clouds? It's like it's coming out of this experience, this like aromatic experience that you're having with this other healer. It's really beautiful. And what's also fascinating is that it's the woodpecker. The woodpecker talks about your work. It talks about, your work, the things that you do. So it's kind of like your heart is pointing you in this direction. It's really gorgeous, Cancer. All right, Cancer. I am going to go ahead and pull some more cards for you. If any of this resonated and you would like to join, the link for that is in the description box, okay? Have a good one, Cancer.